Hello, we are in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, part 1 of the workbook, lesson 92. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. The idea for today is an extension of the previous one. You do not think of light in terms of strength and darkness in terms of weakness. That is because your idea of what seeing means is tied up with the body and its eyes and brain. This is why you believe that you can change what you see by keeping little bits of glass or other clear material before your eyes, held in a frame or placed against the eyeball. These are among the many magical beliefs that come from the conviction you are a body and the body's eyes can see. You also believe that the body's brain can think. 140, I'm going to read this. It is not until lesson 98 that iambic pentameter, see cameo 29 for an explanation of iambic pentameter, becomes continuous in the workbook, but it begins to enter the workbook on a more consistent basis here in this paragraph, as can be seen here. Believe the body's brain can think. If you but understood the true nature of thought, you could but laugh at this insane idea. It is as if you thought you held the match that lights the sun and gives it all its warmth. We visited that in the past. Okay, so you also believe the body's brain can think, but if you understood the true nature of thought, you could but laugh at this insane idea. It is as if you thought you held the match that lights the sun and gives it all its warmth, or that you had the universe imprisoned in your hand, securely bound until you let it go. Yet this is no more foolish than to believe the body's eyes can see, the brain can think. It is God's strength in you that is the light in which you see, as it is His mind with which you think. His strength denies your weakness. It is your weakness that sees through the body's eyes, peering about in darkness to behold the likeness of itself. The small, the weak, the sickly, and the dying, those in need, the helpless and afraid, the sad, the poor, the starving, and the joyless. These are seen through eyes that cannot see and cannot bless. Strength overlooks these things by seeing past appearances. It keeps its steady gaze upon the light that lies beyond them. It unites with light of which it is a part. It sees itself. It brings the light in which yourself appears. In darkness you perceive a self that is not there. Strength is the truth about you. Weakness is an idol falsely worshipped and adored, that strength may be dispelled, and darkness rule where God appointed that there should be light. Strength comes from truth and shines with light its source has given it. Weakness reflects the darkness of its maker. It is sick and looks on sickness, which is like itself. Truth is a savior and can only will for happiness and peace for everyone. It gives its strength to everyone who asks in limitless supply. It sees that lack in anyone would be a lack in all, and so it gives its light that all may see and benefit as one. Its strength is shared, that it may bring to all the miracle in which they will unite in purpose and forgiveness and in love. Weakness, which looks in darkness, cannot see a purpose in forgiveness and love. It sees all others different from itself and nothing in the world which it would share. It judges and condemns, but does not love. In darkness it remains to hide itself and dreams that it is strong and conquering, a victor over limitations, which but grow in darkness to enormous size. It fears and it attacks and hates itself, and darkness covers everything it sees, leaving its dreams as fearful as itself. No miracles are here, but only hate. It separates itself from what it sees, while light and strength perceive themselves as one. The light of strength is not the light you see. It does not change and flicker and go out. It does not shift from night to day and back to darkness till the morning comes again. The light of strength is constant, sure as love, forever glad to give itself away because it cannot give but to itself. No one can ask in vain to share its sight, and none who enters its abode can leave without a miracle before his eyes, and strength and joy abiding in his heart. The strength in you will offer you the light and guide your seeing, so you do not dwell on idle shadows, which the body's eyes provide for self-deception. Strength and light unite in you where they meet yourself, and where they meet yourself stands ready to embrace you as its own. And I'm going to look for 141 because I skipped over it. It's up at the top here. Strength is the truth about you. Weakness is an idol falsely worshipped and adored, that strength may be dispelled, and darkness rule where God appointed that there should be light. 141, Genesis 1:3, and God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Here your perception of the world is where God appointed that there should be light. As the idea for the day says, you should see in light. Strength, and I'm going to go back to the bottom and read. Strength and light unite in you, and where they meet yourself stands ready to embrace you as its own. Such is the meeting place we try today to find and rest in, for the peace of God is where yourself, his Son, is waiting now to meet itself again and be as one. Let us give 20 minutes twice today to join this meeting. Let yourself be brought unto yourself. Its strength will be the light in which the gift of sight is given you. Leave then the dark a little while today, and we will practice seeing in the light, closing the body's eyes and asking truth to show us how to find the meeting place of self and self, where light and strength are one. After the morning meeting, we will use the day in preparation for the time at night when we will meet again in hope and trust. Let us repeat as often as we can the idea for today, and recognize that we are being introduced to sight and led away from darkness to the light where only miracles can be perceived. And I'm going to go to Alan Watson and Robert Perry. Lesson 92. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Purpose. Practice instructions. The purpose of this lesson is to experience the light of strength in you, which will reveal to you the miracles that are always there. The longer practice periods are 2 times, morning and evening, for 20 minutes. This exercise is another meditation like you've been doing since lesson 41. That's why the instructions are so brief. It's assumed that you know how to do this. Here you try to sink to where yourself stands, sink to the deep place in your mind where light and strength meet, and where yourself stands ready to embrace you as its own. Seek this place and try to rest in the peace that waits for you there. Your sinking should not be all your own effort. Let yourself be brought there. Ask the truth to lead you there. This was emphasized in lessons 69, 73, and 91. While going there, remember to draw your mind back from wandering as needed, and to carry an attitude of confidence, desire, and determination. Frequent reminders, as often as you can. Repeat the idea, recognizing that you are being led away from the body's blindness to the light of true sight in which miracles are seen. Do it with the mindset of, I'm preparing myself for the evening practice period. In this way, you can use the day to prepare yourself for a true holy instant at the end of the day. Commentary. The goal of this lesson seems to me to be finding the meeting place of self, lowercase s, and self, uppercase s. As it is put in 10:4, it is God's strength in you that is the light in which you see. There is something in me that is as far beyond what I think I am as the sun is beyond a match. There is an unimaginable vastness in me that by these lessons I'm being led to discover. In the 2 20-minute practice periods today, the morning and evening meetings as they are referred to, I am attempting to bring self to self, to bring the match to the sun. I am trying to open the door to infinity within myself. The strength within me is mighty beyond the telling of it. It is constant, sure as love, forever glad to give itself away. Within me, myself stands, ready to embrace me as its own. I am a AAA battery standing next to a nuclear power plant, about to plug in to endless power that never renews itself. No, that image is too cold. That's exactly what I was thinking. It lacks the embrace spoken of. I am a tiny, fearful child about to be swept up in the arms of the universal, endlessly compassionate and omnipotent. How do you say that word? Omnipotent Father, Mother, God. I'm being held in the arms of Christ. I think that perhaps the way a very young child sees its parents, huge, vast, all-knowing, totally worthy of trust, able to do anything, is perhaps a reflection of the truth of our relationship to God, and even our relationship to our own true self. I find this lesson enormously encouraging. It tells me strength is the truth about me. Those are words worth many repetitions. Strength is the truth about me. Truth gives its strength to everyone who asks in limitless supply. This light, this strength does not change and flicker and go out. No one can ask in vain to share its sight. As a later lesson tells us, no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. It does not matter how often I have tried and failed, or how long it has been since I have had a flicker of light in my mind, or how weak and puny the efforts of my heart. I cannot fail. I have the strength of God in me, and it will lead me to where I want to go. I come to the practice periods today with trust in that strength. God's strength, my strength. I come to allow, just for this brief period, myself to meet myself. I come to leave the darkness behind and let true vision in the light dawn upon my mind. I care not that it may not seem to last. I care not that my mind might seem dark before and dark after. For this instant, let me open to the light and let it begin its work of leading me home. I bring my doubts, my fears, my open disbelief, and expose them to this light. And in the light they disappear, and my heart floods with joy. I am being led away from the darkness to the light, where only miracles can be perceived. And thank you for joining with me on this journey. Lesson 92, miracles are seen in the light, and light and strength are one. I love you.